Malaysia needs at least 60,000 engineers with various expertise in their field.
Showed that 40% of Malaysian workers, they prioritize flexibility in their job over other things. And another 40% wants a better work-life balance, and slightly more than 1/3 choose positive company culture.
And with that, SDEC 2025 is officially launched. May we have one photo op in front of...
So I always, I enjoy visiting factories. Some of your colleagues here have invited me to visit factories because a lot of the entrepreneurs here today are from Penang, MB. Well, there's one particular story about a factory that I like very much. This is about a security guard, a factory security guard. So, him lah, check first, check dulu, check buka kain, nothing there. So saya pakai, saya okay, go. And this thing goes on for days after days, weeks after weeks. And after a few weeks, Pagat cannot tahan already. Every day he check, nothing. So one day Pagat say, come. Saya tahu, I know you are stealing something from the factory. But I just can't find it, Now you tell me. I won't tell your supervisor. I won't tell the manager. So the worker smiled. And then he replied, I was stealing the wheelbarrow. So in this age of AI, technology, digitalization, all of us are busy looking at the technological aspect of production, right? Semiconductor, smart city, dan sebagainya. But we risk missing out a very important element, a very important component, which is, for me, human capital and the labor. Perutusan, sungguhlah cerdas kini buatan, tetap pekerja, sempurna tugasan. Of course, we cannot be blamed, all of you cannot be blamed, for focusing on technology. About 2 months ago, in the early August, OpenAI launched the 5th series of ChatGPT. So you have ChatGPT 5.0. And so my first degree was in computer science. So I tried to find out what's the difference between ChatGPT 4.0 versus ChatGPT 5.0. So after reading so many documents, I'm just going to summarize it to you, for your convenience in 2 sentences. ChatGPT 4.0 was said to have the intelligent capability of a master or an advanced degree student, right? Maybe somebody from UM like me, not too bad, But ChatGPT 5.0 is said to have the ability, the intelligent capability of a PhD expert, like my friend the MD of Selangor. So there's upgrade, upskill, right? So that, my dear friends, actually confirm our instinct that AI replaces conventionally trained academic people, students. AI can write codes, produce high-level design, solve complex mathematical questions, generate statements and even speeches, but not this speech lah. And they can do it faster than any human experts. This will definitely dent what we call the signaling value of an academic degree in the future, and also confirm our Kasuma's own report published last year on the impact of AI, digitalization and the green economy against the Malaysian job market. I encourage you to have a look at it at mymahir.my. But there's no turning back on AI and digitalization. Yeah, this is we are clear. Up to the end of last year, Malaysia has already spent more than 77 billion ringgit on digitalization. And when it comes to semiconductor, when it comes to IC, etc., we are 7% of global trade and 13% of back-end production. And over the past 1 year, Malaysia has attracted numerous large investments from some of the world's biggest tech players. We are talking about Amazon, Microsoft, ByteDance, Oracle, Nvidia, etc. All committed. Some of these names I mentioned committed more than 100 billion ringgit here in Malaysia. And we have got our national semiconductor strategy, and through it we have received 46.5 billion ringgit. Now I can go on about the numbers and all these achievements in the past 1 year. RMK13, PM just unveiled the next big plans for the next 5 years with 611 billion ringgit invested for Malaysia to be an AI nation by 2030. And what does it mean for your sector, especially the manufacturing, high-tech, high-value sectors? Number one, growth in manufacturing sector will hit 5.8% with the value of more than half a trillion ringgit, compared to 5.1% at about 400 billion now. Secondly, productivity will increase with GDP per capita reaching 77,000 ringgit versus the current 54,000 ringgit. And thirdly, this sector will be able to create up to 1.2 million skilled jobs, mainly in the manufacturing and the digital economy. So the time is right. The time is right. Malaysia, my dear friends, I was a few days ago, I was in Penang. I was sharing with a group of Penang entrepreneurs. I said, we sit in the very strategic, in between these three, what I call global economic superpower zone. We summarize it in just 6 characters. And this 6 characters tells you what is Sun Tzu Bing Fa. 天时地利人和. Basically, the climate or the time must be right, the weather must be right, geography must be right, and then 人和, people, human factor must be right. So we've got the time is now. We've got a very good geography, we've got a very good position, right? Whether geography or geopolitics. So focus, which I want to go back to, our main point is human factor. A lot of you, when you see me, you ask me about brain drain, because brain drain is not just happening to your worker and other people, right? It is happening to your children, your family member, your business partner, your friends. My dear friend, this is the wheelbarrow in our story. Our talents have gone missing because we were focusing on everything else, but ignoring the value of labor when it comes to improving productivity. Last year, at a forum, an employer asked me, how do we retain talent? Number one. And then number two, in the same breath, he asked me, why should companies comply with some of these new labor policies that we are introducing? For example, 60P and 60Q of the Employment Act 1955, basically providing flexible work arrangement. To me, it is a two sides of a coin, right? 2024 survey, Asia survey, showed that 40% of Malaysian workers They prioritize flexibility in their job over other things. And another 40% wants a better work-life balance, and slightly more than 1/3 choose positive company culture over salary, right? I mean, don't start paying your workers low salary. What I'm trying to say is that good labor practices, good employment practices retain talent. And in this current tight labor market, open border competition for talents, companies with progressive labor practices which place high premium on labor will be able to attract the right talent to work for you. If there's one message today, I don't know actually why they invite the Menteri Pekerja to a industry event. I thank CDEC for doing that. But if there's one message that I want all of you to bring back is this: go home, tell your management, tell your HR, tell your VP, tell your CEO, tell your MDs, tell your shareholders, focus on human capital. Tell your Pagat, focus on the wheelbarrow. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Sim Chi Kyong, Minister for Human Resources, for that wonderful special remarks.
We are honored to welcome visionary leaders who are shaping the future of AI and chip innovation. Among them is Jim Keller, CEO of TestTorrent, one of the most influential semiconductor architects of our time, from designing the Athlon and Zen architectures at AMD to the A4, A5 chips at Apple to advancing Tesla self-driving AI hardware. Give him a big round of applause. Joining him is Professor Dr. Jack Sun of NYCU, former CTO of TSMC. Together with his colleague, they cemented TSMC position as the world premier foundry for smartphones, Wi-Fi, mobile computing, GPUs, and high-performance computing. Welcome, Prof, to SDEC. We also privileged to host Jun Peck, one of South Korea's most promising AI startup. Respected for his bold leadership, he made headline worldwide by declining Meta's $800 million acquisition bid, but choosing instead to build a globally competitive AI company independently. Together, these pioneers will share their on-job insights from the design of semiconductor to scalability of AI, offering a rare window into the strategies driving tomorrow's deep tech breakthroughs. The timing could not be more important. AI is certainly disrupting our processes, reinventing new value chains, and semiconductors create value in those chains. Just a few days back, we conclude the final demo day for the Selangor Twin Accelerator program, where 24 finalists pitched and 14 winners were announced. A clear signal that our founders and SMEs are moving from prototypes to purchase orders. This is crucial, as we do not want to be merely stuck in the trial phase. It is critical that the experimental phase can enable the quicker creation of bulletproof products ready to market. This year, SDEC goes a step further with the Malaysia Semiconductor Recruitment Day. In any growing industry, the main challenge will be talent, and as the National Semiconductor Strategy has lined out, Malaysia needs at least 60,000 engineers with various expertise in their field. Over the next few hours, more than 30 global and local employers will offer more than 500 roles, from internship and graduate intakes to experienced engineering positions, many with on-the-spot interview opportunities. To young engineers and professionals, you can build your future in Selangor. And to achieve this national goal of 60,000 engineers, I am confident Selangor will help meet this goal by offering and nurturing 15,000 engineers in the coming years, 25% of the national goal. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also mark SIDEC 10th anniversary. These 10 years, we set out to build an ecosystem so Selangor would not only be user of technology, but a technology creator. Through our Money Accelerator programs, we have supported 320 startups, with 51% securing funding and many getting national exposure, international and national exposure. In the Twin Accelerator, Retail X and Deep X, we received over 450 applications this cycle and shortlisted 31 startups spanning AI in healthcare, biotech and agri-technology, and 31 SME covering food and beverages, health and beauty and wellness, home living and fashion or lifestyle. In e-commerce, the Malaysia Top E-Commerce Merchants Awards have generated 526.1 million ringgit in cumulative GMB since 2018, including 188 million ringgit this year from 3.38 million order. In the semiconductor sector, I'm proud to share that the Malaysia Semiconductor IC Design Park now houses 14 industry and ecosystem partners employing 170 engineers, with the numbers expected to more than double to 400 engineers by end of next year. Remarkably, all of this has been achieved in just 16 months since the idea of IC Design Park was first conceived. And today, I'm pleased to announce that IC Design Park 2 in Cyberjaya is scheduled to be launched by early November or next month by Prime Minister Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. At this new park, SIDEC Advanced Semiconductor College of Malaysia, SIDEC Advanced Semiconductor College of Malaysia, or we call it ASEM, will assign a collaboration agreement with the Indian Institute of Technology Madras, IIT Madras, India's leading institution of science and engineering, to establish a joint teaching and research facility in Cyberjaya. For those who may not know, both Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, and Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, are distinguished alumni of the IIT system, a powerful reminder that a great innovation begins where education and industry come together. To the SIDEC team, past and present, and to our partners, thank you. The building blocks has been laid, and now is the time to move faster to flourish. Ladies and gentlemen, Selangor is committed to helping local businesses by opening doors to turn and scale pilot projects into real business. Just few days back, Department of Statistics or DOSM released the latest household income and expenditure survey for last year. It showed that on average, Selangorian earn 3,350 ringgit per month. And while this is higher than the national median of 2,792 ringgit, real income for household in Selangor were 9,579 ringgit. This means all members of a family of working age will have to work to sustain their living. And this places young families with children in vulnerable state, as they would incur a high cost to send their kids to a daycare center or their parents to an aged care center. That is why we have to commit to better quality, higher paying jobs for Selangorian to not only produce technology, but be able to afford them. With this vision in mind, Selangor will take a progressive step forward with the introduction of a local economy development, or what you call it LED, for the fast-growing data center industry. We know what matters most to our partners: uptime, efficiency, and security. And let me assure you, this will always be given due priority.